It's me, I think. Stream is live. Baby. Baby, I'm here. I'm back. Just gonna get my thing here so I know what's up. So I know what's up. There we go. Live on the channel. Too much Matt Walsh. Yeah. I feel like any amount of Matt Walsh is already too much Matt Walsh. But that's so I apologize for any of you who might find any amount of Matt Walsh to be too much Matt Walsh. There's a subreddit dedicated. Well, I say dedicated because it's called Daddy Matt Walsh, I think. And so it's like there's a bunch of subreddits dedicated to awful people. Like there's the Stephen Crowder subreddit, and there's the Dave Rubin subreddit, which has actually been taken over by leftists, which is great. But then there's one called Daddy Matt Walsh, and it's not very big. It's got like maybe 100 or so people or something like that, and it's just full of like really sad Matt Walsh fans who were just like, we love Matt Walsh so much, Daddy. It's really sad. And I remember there was one post that I saw one time. One guy put up and was just like, why are there so many trolls in this sub? People coming along and just being like, Matt Walsh is a Nazi, and I'm like, lol. Hi, Aisha. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, less Matt Walsh is best, but also on that thought, I think that talking about how awful he is important. So here's me talking about how awful Matt Walsh is, but also some other people and how awful they are. Matt Walsh. Hello, Mr. Walsh. How are you doing? Speaking of, just real quick, speaking of Matt Walsh kind of thing, I suppose I made a couple of shorts on my YouTube channel to try and get Matt Walsh's attention, which I doubt will happen because I'm a very small channel, but because one of them was begging him to find an excuse to say the N-word because he seems to think that having certain words where there's a context where they're not allowed to be said is a bad thing. So I begged him to find a context and then say it. So I'm waiting for that to happen. Also, I'm still banned from Twitter. Still banned. I've continued to appeal in multiple different ways. I've tried saying that my right-wing views have been censored. Censored. My right-wing views have been censored. I've tried saying like, I hope that fan is not. I don't think you can hear it. Doesn't look like you can. I'm just rather warm. I tried saying that my right-wing views have been censored. I've tried reasoning with them. I think I had a dream last night that I got a message back, because you normally just get like an automated response, but I had a dream that I got a message back being like, you need a fucking intervention or something like that. Which I think would be hilarious if that actually happened. I'm just going to turn this way a little teeny bit. I got a new screen. Pretty cool, right? Pretty fancy. Anyway, on to Matt Walsh. Let's have a look. What Target is doing is far worse than Bud Light. They are selling chest binders and tuck-friendly bathing suits for children. Target is calling our bluff, but just like any other company, they need our business. We did it with Bud Light. Now it's Target's turn. I feel like that was a perfect opportunity for Matt to say something like, now we need to switch our target. These people, think of themselves as fucking comedians. That would have been a perfect opportunity. Guys, we've got a new target. Okay, Matt, here's my pitch for you. Yeah, this is me pitching to Matt Walsh what he should do in future. Friends, this is me being Matt Walsh. Oh, maybe I need to do the voice. Friends, The woke left has gone too far. They've taken over our favorite beer, Bud Light. They've taken over Bud Light with the trans agenda. And now they've got a new target. Bum bum bum. That should have been your pitch, Matt. Please, I'm gonna go ahead and send that to you as well, so you can you can use that. You can use that free of charge. Free of charge. Yes, fuck Musk. That's really hard to say. Fuck Musk. Yeah, I'm actually going to talk about Musk a little later, so prepare yourself for that. Anyway, so there you go, Matt. Hire me as your speechwriter. But honestly, this is fucking stupid. Yes, they're selling. Oh my god, they're selling clothes for trans people. Oh no. They've gone too far. Should they be like, if in Matt's world, if a cis man, it wouldn't be a cis man. No, but if okay, again, I'm trying to wrap my head around this thing. In Matt's world, if a man walked into a Target and decided they wanted to buy a dress or a woman's blouse or some makeup. There's some of my makeup up there. I'm currently wearing a skirt. If a man went into, I'm non-binary, by the way. I'm not a man. Fuck that shit. The more I see of men doing things, the more I'm like, sorry guys, I'm out. If anything, it's the cis men's fault. That I'm fucking queer as hell. No, it's not that. But anyway, if a man goes into Target and wants to buy, this is again in Matt's world, goes into a Target and wants to buy women's clothing, should they be refused? I mean, Matt wants to stop Target from selling clothes to trans people. So in this world, should they also be refused? No, you're not allowed to. You have to buy men's clothes, jeans, t-shirts, fucking beanies. Beanies are mandatory beanies. It's just so fucking dumb. It's hypocritical because of their whole free speech, individual freedom of expression. No, you're not allowed to do that. But then on the other hand, they're also pro-capitalist, so they're like, they're pro these big companies selling things and making money. That's all these people are doing. I mean, that's all these companies are doing. They're selling stuff for money. That's what happens under capitalism, Matt. There's a little bit of unsolicited advice for you. Next on the Matt Walsh train, what do we got here? So Business Insider Business. OnlyFans now has more than 3 million content creators and is a global business. Sorry, I've got the things in a little bit of a weird spot. Let's move my face out of the way a little bit there. There we go. OnlyFans now has more than 3 million content creators and is a global business, says CEO. I mean, fair. Matt Walsh has a problem with this, though. He has a problem with sex work. He has a problem with women having control over their own bodies, having control over their finances. He has a problem with women having any kind of autonomy at all because he's a right-wing fundamentalist bigot, just like Stephen Crowder. And how he has a problem with his woman? That was weird. He has a problem with his wife divorcing him because he's a fucking bigot. Endlessly hilarious to me. Anyway, Matt Walsh. The term you're searching for... The term you're searching for is not content creator, it's prostitute. There are 3 million women prostituting themselves through OnlyFans. So, if I'm to understand this correctly, it's the nature of the content that makes it, worthy or not of value, I suppose. Again, this is capitalism. Matt, people are providing services for money. It's what capitalism does. It's what you guys are for. So it just think for a second, Matt, look into my Matt. Sorry, I got coffee burps. Matt, look into my eyes, Matt. Think for a second. This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. And I could turn this into, oh yeah, so yeah, even at the time, I realized that the person who posted this on the subreddit said the term you're looking for to describe Matt Walsh is not a political commentator, it's fascist pig. So yeah, you could easily turn the sentiment around on Matt. He's not creating content. He's pandering to and perpetuating a fascist, far-right, bigoted agenda that drives people to shoot up schools and hospitals and bomb threats to hospitals and gay clubs and all that sort of shit. That's what Matt Walsh is. That's what Matt Walsh does. And he does it for money. And in that light, I don't think that, that woman, being lewd on camera. What's the term? I can't remember. Anyway, being lewd on camera for money is really that bad, Matt Walsh. Think about that, Matt Walsh. You inspire terrorism. You are a terrorist. You're a terrible person and a terrorist. Terrible. So there. Next. Fox News. Okay, so this is Matt again. Sorry, this is why I called it too much Matt Walsh. Fox News doesn't misgender Dylan Mulvaney, and Matt Walsh has a meltdown. So yeah, here we go. Fox News continues to promote radical left-wing gender ideology by referring to a man as she. So you can kind of piece together a little bit of what the fuck they mean by any of the words they use by the stuff that they say like this. So this gives us a kind of an idea of what they mean by radical left-wing gender ideology, because when they say this stuff, it's just buzzwords to get their audience upset. It's like when they say CRT or social justice warrior or any of that sort of right-wing buzzword bullshit that they spout on a constant basis. It's just used to rile up their audience and affirm their bullshit. I'm just going to move myself over again. There I am. So when he says radical left-wing gender ideology, like radical normally means something like, in a political sense, it means like advocating for like the dismantlement of systems and things like that. Like a radical movement, radical political ideology. Gendering people properly, like, and it's only because it's only trans people. Like, if you gender a cis person properly, you're not partaking in radical gender ideology. It's only when you afford trans people, basic human compassion and decency. That's radical gender ideology in Matt Walsh's fucked up fascist worldview. This is not even remotely conservative media outlet. You know that meme that went around a whole bunch ago, and Elon Musk tweeted it out. It was done by a guy called Colin Wright, and it keeps popping up. And it's that there's the little stick men. And, it's like 2008, and there's a person on the right, and there's the center person, and then there's the person on the left, and then 2000 and something or other, and the person to the left has gone even more far left, and then the person on the left has gone even more far left, and the person in the center is like, what's wrong? the fact that, this here, Fox News is as conservative as you can fucking get. But Matt Walsh is so far right that he thinks that it's left wing. Like, if that's, that's a pretty, there've been other criticisms of this meme, the fact that you can look at statistics and all those sorts of things and see the trends of the right, going further and further in the direction of the right. That was a weird sentence. But anyway, you can see that while the left, but, so it's a nonsense meme. And then you've got all these people like Bill Maher and stuff who say things like, oh, I didn't change, everybody else changed. I'm not a conservative, I've just always had the same views. That's literally what conservative means. Like, if you have the same views that you did back in the 1980s, you're a conservative. Because your views haven't changed. They've been conserved. You absolute moron. So, this here. Wait, hold on. Fuck. That way. Oh, you can't. Oh, because my hand. That thing. There. Mr. Matt Walsh. Oh, that's right. Last time I switched this around. Hold on. I remember now. Give me 2 seconds. Scale it for transform. Flip horizontal. Yeah, there we go. There, now I can point. Wait, hold on. I can point like this. That thing. There. Matt Walsh. There. Matt Walsh is so far right that he thinks that Fox News is left-wing. Basically. That's what I'm getting at. Next. Oh, and he's upset that Fox News said her rather than he. My God, what a fucking baby. Here we go. Next. This is just... Oh, Jesus Christ. Close that. Matt Walsh being up... Oh, no. Trying to be a comedian here. This is Mr... Hold on. Move me. There we go. Well, no, shit. Now I'm going to have to flip myself around again. Hold on. Transform... Horizontal. There we go. Okay, now I'm looking at Matt again. Matt Walsh, a white Republican councilman, came out recently as a trans woman of color. Shockingly, this brave pioneer has been rejected by the trans community. I had the chance to sit down with Ryan. Her story is both heartbreaking and inspirational. This is what counts as comedy on the far right. It's cringy and stupid. And, like... I don't even know what to say about it. He's like on one hand, like, yes, when someone tells you that tells you their identity, you just believe them. It's literally inconsequential to you. But on the other hand, this is, it's clear. He's not even hiding it. He's not even trying to. Literally, it's not him being sneaky to try and, he's trying to make a joke, which is just the fucking attack helicopter joke. It's the oldest right wing joke in the book, and it's very dumb. Matt, hey Matt, it's not going to do that again. Right, moving on. Here we go. My good friend End Wokeness, who, and move myself over here again. I wonder if I can just flip this route. If I go try that. There we go. Doink. End Wokeness. My good old friend who blocked me on Twitter before I was banned, before my free speech was taken away from me. I have no free speech anymore. As you can tell. Unable to speak right now. End Wokeness. Disney Plus lost 6.4 million subscribers in 2023 so far. People are tired of this crap like this. This is a scene from so he's retweeting himself. This is a scene from the Disney Plus cartoon called The Proud Family. Blatant anti-white propaganda. This country was built on slavery. Okay, which is the what's the What's the anti-white part? Because saying that the country is built on slavery is true. So, is it that it's black people in the cartoon that's anti-white? If the existence of black people is a threat to white people, then I think that whiteness might be a little bit fragile. Maybe. Fragile whiteness, as they say. In Wokeness is a Nazi. Disney Plus lost. I don't think that people are tired of this crap, if I'm honest. Or think that it's crap at all. Sorry, I've got... Ooh. I would also be interested to see how many Disney subscribers they actually lost. Disney Plus subscribers. Global numbers of Disney subscribers. How many? They've got 157.8 million subscribers. That's ridiculous. They this is like the far right. Oh Jesus Christ. Celebrating when Bud Light briefly dipped in their stock prices because and that was some sort of indicator that they had their boycott against Bud Light had worked. It's nothing. If it's what 6. It's less than 6%. I can tell because 100, and then you have so it was like 120 something. So it's like 5%, maybe 4% loss of subscribers. It's nothing. That's the amount of people that are trans, but you guys freak the fuck out about all the time. So if this is a big deal, if this is important, if this is an important number of people, then trans people are an important number of people. Sorry, logic slammed. Imagine being upset by that. Okay, here's in Wokeness again. I feel like this is just going to be... Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, God. Go back. No, stop it. I need this. There we go. There's me, and I'm going to go over here now, and I'm going to flip myself around again, because I can. There we go. Boo! Hello! An actual example of systemic racism. Here's End Wokeness telling us about systemic racism, pointing out the problems that need to be addressed. Systemic racism, according to End Wokeness, is diversity is the core of our mission. True impact comes from a diverse team with a diverse network. Impact: 86% of the people we have recruited at operating roles, mostly VP and level and above, have been women, people of color, and or LGBTQ. 100% of the people who have recruited into board roles have been women or people of color. The team: 100% rich talent group, whatever that is founded to focus on diversity teams, and it starts from the inside. Every member of our team is a woman, person of color, or LGBTQ. 30 years, founder and CEO Jana Rich brings 30 years of experience in diversity and inclusion efforts to the team. Our team has a deep, authentic ties to diverse communities. We are working with them every day to promote diversity. For example, we launched Black Women Rise in New York and San Francisco to support Black women founders. We partnered with Lightspeed Venture Partners to advocate for women and people of color on boards. We co-host the Stanford Black Business Student Association Conference, and we are frequent contributors to Lesbians Who Tech. So, End Wokeness is upset by inclusion and diversity. Systemic racism. Let's just real quick, so I don't. Systemic racism. What is systemic racism? Institutional racism. Institutional racism, also known as systemic racism, is defined as policies and practices that exist throughout a whole society or organization that result in and support a continued unfair advantage to some people and unfair or harmful treatment of others based on race. Now, the important part, I suppose, is the unfair result that comes from the policies, right? So if a system is set up in a way that privileges a certain type of person, as historically has been with white, cisgendered, straight men in many of society's institutions, and has resulted in these institutions being controlled by and for white, straight, cisgendered men. That's a good example of systemic injustice or systemic racism, where the space is created which is hostile to anyone who is not a straight, cisgendered white man. When that has been the norm for such a long time, or not even if it's been the norm for such a long time, but if that is the way things are, and you are doing things to address that problem, to redistribute the power imbalance that is inherent in that system, and the inequality that it results in. This being majority straight cis white men in the companies, in the boards, in the CEOs, having all the money, all that sort of thing, which we know because we can look at statistics and see that that these people control that stuff. If that is the case, and you take measures to address that imbalance and injustice, that's not systemic racism. Doing something to try and fix a problem is not the same as the problem. Like, let me think of an analogy. If the problem is, well, okay, so say that, well, I'm trying to think of something that will highlight the. Give me a second. I mean, I feel like I explained it pretty fucking well. This is the whole, like, loss of privilege feels like oppression thing, right? White men, white cisgendered straight men have had the power for such a long time, and then, you know, other people are coming and being like, can we have a seat at the table, please? And they're like, oh my God, I'm being oppressed. That's all this is. A bunch of my master's thesis is to do with systemic oppressions and how like institutions operate and how they exclude and oppress minority voices and bodies and things like that, and also the ineffectiveness of inclusion and diversity efforts, in the sense that you can't just put more black people in a system and expect that to fix the problem, because the system is still broken. It's like if you have here's me thinking of an analogy again. If you've got a machine that only spits out red tiles, and you're like, oh my God, there's all it does is spit out red tiles, and so you go grab some blue tiles and you put them amongst the red tiles. That doesn't stop the machine spitting out red tiles, it just adds more blue tiles to where the red tiles are. What you need to do is you need to fix the system so that it starts to create all colors, all the colors. That was a good analogy. I think that was pretty good. That's basically what it is. To fix to fix inequality and diversity, injustice within these, within a lot of these places where you've got too many white people. I'm sorry, but there are. To fix these inequalities, you can't just add more people to the broken system. You have to fix the system. And the way to do that, there's a lot of people who have offered, methods for addressing and a systemic change, fixing these systems and things like that. Read a bunch of papers about those. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I think that was a good analogy. If you have a machine that spits out only red tiles, and you're like, there's too many red tiles, and your solution to that is to put blue tiles with the red tiles, that doesn't fix the system because it just continues to spit out red tiles. So to fix the problem, you don't just add more blue tiles, you fix the machine and change it so that it starts spitting out tiles of all colors and everyone holds hands. There you go. There's my solution to systemic racism. Next, what else have we got here? It's just a dumb joke. I can't stand with that shit. This is kind of interesting. I've seen this meme going around quite a lot. It happened. Undo that. Oh, look at that. I can undo. So a little while back when I was still on Twitter, there was a meme going around. It was like a screenshot of a Greta Thunberg tweet from like 10 years ago, where she said that if we don't do anything in the next 10 years, then we're fucked, basically. Don't do anything about climate change. Which, yeah. But the conservatives were sharing this around, being like, oh, it's 10 years later and we're still here. It makes me think of that meme with the dog sitting in the burning house being like, everything's fine. I'm still here. Anyway, so this is Conservative Memes, the subreddit, a terrible place, a hive of scum and villainy. As you can see in the bottom here, there's this fucking. This is the main thing they have on their conservative memes thing. Is I hope my mum is a conservative. Anyway, let's go back to here. Conservative Memes says, I guess we're done then. Observer article. This article is more than 16 years old. 10 years to save the planet from humankind. The Stern report will tomorrow reveal that if governments do nothing, climate change will cost more than both the world wars and render swaths of the planet uninhabitable. Can the world find the will to act? Gabby, someone or other, reports. So, like, they seem to be reading it as if we don't do something in 10 years' time, the world's going to explode and we'll be all gone at that point. Which, it's not far off. But I mean, all you need to do is read that little tiny bit at the bottom there. Climate change will cost more than all the world wars. So, like, we need to think about capital, guys. And then we'll render swaths of the planet uninhabitable. Which, have you seen all the natural disasters lately? Like, we had a massive flood here in New Zealand recently, which fucking a bunch of people died. A lot of houses were left, and this is a place on the coast, right? And it was because of a hurricane that came through. We've had tornadoes here in New Zealand, which we never have. It's fucked up. The climate is changing, and it is making places. I mean, you could look up the stuff that actually tells you these things, but not that these people fucking care. But it's just kind of dumb because it's like it's not that in 10 years the world's just going to cease to exist, but progressively get worse and worse and worse. And you can see that the world has gotten worse and worse. Climate has changed a lot in the last 10, 16 years or whatever, and things have gotten a lot worse. But these people are very dumb. Next. Blank. Imagine getting upset over books and clothes. Here we go. This is... Oh, okay. So this is Charlie Kirk being upset about Target. My good friend, Charlie Kirk. I realized I could just kind of move these like this. Look at that. There we go. Look at that. Whee! Look at my great cinematography. Imagine being upset over books and clothes. So this is obviously posted on the toilet paper subreddit, Toilet Paper USA. Great subreddit. Charlie Kirk. Welcome to Target's new Pride collection that includes t-shirts with slogans like queer, 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 queer. Great. Homophobia, transphobia can be cured with education. True story. Reminder that that Charlie Kirk is a college dropout, doesn't have an education. And that conservatives are constantly railing against education. Yep. Ask about my pronouns and live, laugh, lesbian. And then there's a thread. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that that Turning Points USA. Let's have a look. Turning Points USA. Turning Points USA merch. Let's have a look at the official Turning Points USA merch. United States National Parks. Go forth and explore. I mean, that's actually kind of wholesome. What do we got here? What does that have on it? I can't read that. Oh my god. This is a mum. Get out of here. Cinnamum. Poplar. Okay. Come and take it. I don't understand any of this. What the hell is a tamail? Jesus, what? My safe space is the shooting range. What else have we got here? Cute conservative. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Do you think I'm a cute conservative? Yes. Oh my god, that is. It's cringy. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. So we've got cute conservative is a new thing here. Big government sucks. America Fest. I mean, their stuff is just cringy too. God is greater than gov. Liberty, freedom, or death. I shall speak forth my sentiments freely without reserve. I mean, that's pretty fucked up. Liberty or death. Not today, socialism. Liberty or death. American flag, trucker hat. Yep. Socialism sucks. Save the bees and the republic. How are you going to save the bees if you don't do something about climate change, you fucking moron? Big climate sucks. Lol. I mean, you know, I stand with truckers. Stop censoring conservatives. They're not. If conservatives are being censored, then why do they never shut the fuck up? Anyway, so what? There's slogans on a shirt. Get over it, Charlie. Jesus Christ. Anyway, next. Boom. Oh, okay. How much time have I been going for? So this was posted on the Jordan Peterson subreddit. Trans identification is a social contagion, written by the National Review. No, I do not want you to send me notifications. How long is this article? Oh, it's not very long. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read this article because it's very short. And they talk about why being trans is a social contagion. And by social contagion, they mean a fad. You know, something that you know your kids listen to, and then they go, "I want to be that." They think that you can be indoctrinated into being trans, which is stupid. It's like the same as saying that you can be turned gay. I mean, I've asked this question before as well. I'm like, how? If you could please explain to me the mechanism by which you could turn someone trans, I would be most appreciative. So, any conservative, I challenge any conservative, Matt Walsh, if you could explain to me how you turn someone trans. I mean, see, the thing is, they don't believe that being trans is a thing. So, it's not that you can turn someone trans, it's that you can trick someone into thinking they're trans, and then they do stuff as a result, but they also think the same about being gay, I think. I want to know, any conservative out there, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, because no one's watching this, because I'm not very popular. But if you see this, and you hear this, and you think, I know how you can turn someone trans, or how you can turn someone gay, I would love to know. Please tell me. Leave a note down in the comments. It's a social contagion. Colin Wright. This is the guy. This is the guy who made that stupid meme that sucks and is dumb. Colin Wright, he also blocked me on Twitter, so, you know, that's interesting. Colin Wright, an evolutionary biologist. So he's got he knows a lot about trans stuff. California now has one of the highest rates of trans-identifying youth in the USA, with 1.93% of those between the ages of 13 and 17 identifying as transgender, almost 38. Average. Oh no! Whatever shall we do? Wright reports on one mother in Davis, California, who, after noticing how trans identification in her local community seemed to be appearing in groups disproportionate to the national statistics. 5 students in one 6th grade elementary class, a third of students in one music program. Wow. 8 children. Etc. Submitted a public record request to the judge. The results were remarkable. Pulled together, there is an absolute floor estimate of 6% for surveyed students who can be considered transgender for the 2020-2021 sample. As this does not even include students with cross-sex identities. This floor estimate is nearly 4.3 times the national average and 3 times the national average. One theory is that it is only in progressive trans-friendly environments that the true transgender child feels able to identify as such. But what is the true transgender? It's really hard to say. Transgender child. Certainly, there are children and teenagers confused or unhappy about their sexed bodies, but telling such young people that their bodies may be wrong and in need of urgent overhaul risks causing more unhappiness in the long run. Of course, the more plausible explanation as to why there is a region disparity is that certain environment factors predict social contagion. For instance, the mainstream of transgenderism in popular culture, the introduction of it into schools and early kindergarten, and the way among adolescent peer groups has become a fast track to popularity. The comedian Bill Maher observes as much in this controversial LGBTQ monologue. It's a social contagion. Wow, what a rigorous fucking essay. This is just sad. Wow, these people. First of all, the fact that she calls Bill Maher a comedian. Ugh. If your standard for comedy is fucking Bill Maher, Jesus Christ. I mean, this can all just be thrown away by that left-handedness graph that Lance from the surf showed Tim Pool on his channel, on his his podcast. When we stopped stigmatizing left-handed people, they felt safe to come out and identify as left-handed, and so the graph went up and then it plateaued. So the natural real number of left-handed people was out. It's not a social contagion. I mean, there's zero evidence in this fucking article. It's just stupid. I mean, they've noticed more trans people, or more people identifying as trans. Therefore, it's either this. I mean, it's obviously the first one. I mean, I find it weird that they actually included this part. That trans-friendly environments, trans people feel safer to come out. Yes. Well done, National Review. You should have stopped there. That should have been where you stopped. Also, it's just kind of weird that they're like, oh no, there's more trans people in California. A whole 6% more. That's so... It's just nonsense. Anyway, next. Conservatives upset by free lunches. Don't care. This one I found kind of funny as well. Here we go. Remember in the mid-90s, who were just... This is wokeism, by the way. See up in the top there, there's wokeism. Wokeism. Remember in the mid-90s, 1990s, when the gay marriage rights movement was starting to gain traction, any counter-arguments against it were dismantled as being slippery slope arguments. But here we are, less than 30 years later, and the transgender promoted flag... And the transgender promoting flag is flying high in elementary schools. Slippery slope. We accepted gay people in the 90s. And now there's trans flags. Ah! Like, just imagine being like this. I can't. I can't understand it. It's like, who cares? Having the progress flag is the good thing. It's being affirmative of a marginalized group. This group of people who has been marginalized for the very long time. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. It's just, yeah. This is nonsense. These people just get upset by nothing. And if this, if the thing that, that they say, oh, we gave people, we accepted gay people, we accept, me, the very big-minded and huge-hearted conservative, I accepted gay people. I allowed them to marry. I was okay with that back in the 90s, but I voiced concerns that it might just go too far. And look, it's gone too far. Now we're accepting trans people. My God, just give me a break. You're all awful bigots. Sorry. And this is the Jordan Peterson subreddit. These are the sort of people that follow Jordan Peterson, and these are the sort of people that Jordan Peterson is. He is a awful transphobic bigot. Now, I had this video, and I just thought it was very funny. This happened on the Sam Cedar on the Majority Report. Just watching Elon Musk, like, absolutely just fail completely. So hold on, just put myself down here. So take it away, Elon/Sam.
What is the basis of your opinion?
Right. Yes. What's the warrant for the claim that you're?
Oh, so they're talking about Elon Musk tweeting about how George Soros is like Magneto. I think this is the thing. Anyway, he's being anti. No, wait, no, sorry, no. He's talking. Sorry, he's talking about how he thinks that the shooter from the mall in Texas, I believe, is a psyop. So like I don't get it. But anyway, that's what they're talking about. And this interviewer is basically softballing Elon.
You're making
Exactly.
Do because you have to know it's got a it puts you in the middle of the partisan divide in the country. It makes you a lightning rod for criticism. I mean, do you like that? People today saying he's an anti-Semite. I don't think you are.
No, I'm definitely. I'm like a pro-Semite, if anything.
I believe that probably is the case.
Yes.
But why would you even introduce the idea then that would be the case?
I mean, listen, we don't want to make this a George Soros interview.
No, God.
Oh, it was the George Soros thing. My bad. Sorry.
What I'm trying even came up though in the annual meeting. I mean, do your tweets hurt the company? Are there Tesla owners who say, I don't agree with his political position and I know it because he shares so much of it? Or are there advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you got to stop, man. Or, I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet.
You see the gears.
I'm reminded there's a scene in The Princess Bride.
Oh my God. This is so fucking. He's such an idiot.
He confronts the person who killed his father. And he says, offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
So you just don't care. You want to share what you have to say.
I'll say what I want to say, and if the consequence of that is losing money, so be it.
Okay.
Now,
I just. Okay, first of all, I love that this interviewer asked him this question about, how can you say these things and you know your shareholders are gonna they're gonna freak out the shareholders, man. And Elon Musk is just like, as you can see his brain, whatever remains of it, is just kind of just ticking over just a little bit, and then it goes. I'm reminded of this scene from The Princess Bride. What is with these people and their fucking pop culture references? My God, it's ridiculous. And so he just says, "I don't care," which, you know, great. Lose all your money. That'd be awesome. I mean, you're not going to, but anyway, I just thought that was very funny. And then they introduced that music. Very fun. Anyway, that's the last on the list of things. I'm going to, as I normally like to end with something cute, which is like this. So this is my little cute little video for the day. So there's a little kitty, and he's meeting a little doggo for the first time. Oh shoot! Hold on. Yeah. I don't know. I'll start that again. You gotta wait. Go back. Go back. Oh, licky, licky, licky. Look at this. The dog's like, what is this tiny human, tiny thing? Cat's like, meow. What is this giant tongue? The tongue is like as big as my face. Oh God. I love that so much. It makes me, you know, I haven't been thinking this, but I just thinking this just now. Here we go. I'm back. Why is it that people think that cats and dogs don't get along? Because I mean, obviously, you know, you can see them. I don't know. Maybe it's just when they're socialized differently or something. But like, we have a cat and a dog. My parents have a cat and a dog, and they are best friendos. They're best friendos, and they play with each other, and they bear each other, and they lick, and they sleep together. It's the cutest shit on the planet. And then you see stuff like this as well. Where does this idea that dogs and cats hate each other come from? It's very weird. Anyway, that's the end of my stream. Thank you for joining in. If you did, if you didn't, then this message isn't for you. Have a lovely day or weekend or evening or morning or whatever the hell you're doing with your life. I'm going to go and, make this. I bought this from a YouTube ad and I'm real stoked on it. So I'm going to give it a go. Have a lovely day. Bye.